Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, then hi, my name is Lauren. And on my channel, we mostly talk about anything luxury, but we also discuss lifestyle and beauty. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing to my channel and we'll get started with the video. So in today's video, I'm going to be presenting you another episode of my Real versus Fake series, this time featuring the Cartier JUC Bracelet. So if you're curious to learn the differences between real and fake, then please keep on watching. So first things first, as always, let's start with the packaging. And before we get into it, can you tell which one is the real one and which one is the fake one? So over here in this hand, I have the box of the fake one, and over here in this hand, I have the box of the real bracelet. So both bracelets actually come with two boxes. This is the very first box for both of them. There aren't a lot of differences. I would say that the boxes are really similar. They are the exact same size, the exact same color. The only difference, in my opinion, is the size of the font for the Cartier logo. So for the Cartier logo on the fake box, it seems a little bit larger than it is for the real box. Now, if we open each box, what's really interesting is obviously this one, like we said, is smaller, so the inside is also smaller. But what's really interesting is that it doesn't open as widely as the other one. I'm sure that you can tell if I hold them like this. This one doesn't open as much as this one. And then if you look at the inside, what's really interesting is the box for the fake one, which again is in this hand, is actually, in my opinion, a box for a love bracelet because it has a space for the little screw. But what's interesting is, you know, the JUC bracelet does not come with a screw. So the box for the real one doesn't have that little space for the screw because, well, it's simply not necessary for this bracelet. And now moving on to the bracelets themselves. Before we get started, can you tell which one is the real one and which one is the fake one? So over here in this hand, we have the fake Cartier bracelet, and over here in the other hand, we have the real one. Obviously, once again, I will include the mod shots because I realize that things may not be as clear from me holding the bracelets up on camera, but I just want to run you over the couple of differences that there are. There are not that many, but I would say the first one really is in terms of the size. So I have my bracelet, the real one, in size 15, which fits me well. I think this is the right size for me. It looks good. It is comfortable. But unfortunately, the fake Cartier bracelet does not come in size 15. The smallest size that they had available was in size 16, hence the difference in the size. Other than that, the width of the bracelet is really the exact same thing. The next difference is actually going to be something that is not apparent on camera. So for this one, I won't be including close-ups and mod shots because, you know, it doesn't really show. It's about the weight of the item. This is something that is extremely common, by the way, when looking at real versus fake. So this is definitely something to pay attention to, and it's going to be the weight difference. So for the real Cartier bracelet, which is right here, it's made out of solid white gold. So it is fairly heavy. Not to the point where it's uncomfortable, but it does take some getting used to. So for the first couple of days of having the bracelet, it definitely is an adjustment. And for the fake one, which is right here, it's obviously not made out of solid gold. I mean, this would be like dream come true. But for the price point, it's obviously not. So it's going to be much, much lighter. In fact, actually, despite the size difference, because like we mentioned before, the fake bracelet, which again is here, is one size larger than the real one, which would mean, you know, there's more material, it's larger, so it should be heavier, but it really isn't. The real one is much heavier. So if you have a doubt, if your bracelet is extremely light or if your earrings are extremely light, this works for any type of jewelry. This in general is a really good indication that you have a fake instead of a real one. Our next point of comparison is going to be looking at the color of the item. So the first thing in that is going to be the color of the white gold, the color of, you know, whatever material this one is made out of. They are extremely similar. I honestly cannot tell the difference. It is, for me, at least in my mind, the exact same color. And this is a thing, especially when looking at yellow gold jewelry, that is an easy way to tell a real from a fake. Is usually the fake one is going to be of this super extra bright, extra, you know, 24K yellow gold, sparkly, in your face boom. Whereas usually the real item is going to be much more of a subdued shade of gold. But right here, since it's white gold, this actually doesn't apply. I was shocked. This is actually my first time comparing a real versus fake jewelry with white gold. So I was expecting a difference, but there really isn't. Then the next thing would be looking at the color of the diamonds. So there is a difference, but I'm not even sure it's going to be noticeable in the close-ups, because I actually had to look at both items next to a window and kind of, you know, look a couple of times before I could tell the difference. I would say that for the real bracelet, the diamonds are a little bit more sparkly than the fake one, but it's very, very slight. I don't feel like this difference is extremely noticeable, and definitely if you are wearing the bracelet, that's for sure 100% something that you will never notice. So the next thing we'll be comparing is going to be the closure system. So the closure system for both bracelets is actually the same. So it opens like this right here, and this one pretty much the same thing. So it is the same closure system. I will say one slightly noticeable difference. Obviously when you use it, this is not visible, but when you use it, for the real bracelet, there is a certain weight and a certain pressure that you have to apply to open and close the bracelet, which isn't the same for the fake one. So for the fake one, it opens and closes very, very easily, maybe actually a little too easily. I might be concerned about potentially losing the bracelet. Obviously, you know, I haven't worn it, so I can't say, but it definitely opens and closes very, very easily, which isn't the case for the real one. So if you can open your bracelet super, super easily without applying any pressure, my guess is it is probably a fake one. The next point that I'll be making is going to be about the design of the bracelets. Obviously both look extremely similar, and I actually had to look at both of them at the same time for a couple of minutes to find out these few differences. I would say the first one is on top of each bracelet there are like 5 little lines, 5 little marks that are in the bracelet as a design, and the ones for the fake bracelet, which again is right here, they are a little bit shorter, a little bit smaller, and a little bit less deep than they are for the real one. But once again, this is the type of thing that really is hardly noticeable. Then the diamonds on both of these bracelets are obviously located at the same places, but what's interesting is for the fake bracelet, which again is here, part of these diamonds, the small narrow part, the pointy narrow part, is actually a little bit more pointy and a little bit smaller. So the portion with the diamonds on the fake one is slightly smaller than it is for the real one, but this is something that once again is hardly noticeable and not the type of thing that if you only have a fake bracelet you would be able to tell. And once again, especially not when somebody is wearing it on the street. The next thing is going to be looking at the inside of the bracelets. So for that, we actually have to open them up. If we look under the round part, which is right here, we'll find for both bracelets the reference number. So for the real bracelet, which is right here, it starts with Cartier and then the size of the bracelet, which for mine is a size 15, and then a series of 3 letters and 3 numbers, and then the inscription AU 750, which stands for 18 karat gold. Obviously, the real bracelet is made out of 18 karat white gold. When it comes to the fake one, it is similar, but there is one major difference. So it also does start with Cartier and then the size. So once again, for the fake bracelet, this is a size 16. That was the smallest size that they had available. And then here, what's interesting is it is a combination of 2 letters and then 4 numbers. So it is not, obviously it's not going to be the exact same number, but it's not the same combination of letters and numbers, if that makes sense. And then after that also comes the inscription AU 750, which once again, you know, stands for 18 karat gold. This, however, is not real white gold, but it still comes with the inscription. So that is actually it for the differences. We have covered them all, so this video is going to be short and sweet. I was honestly very pleasantly surprised with the quality of this bracelet. I was shocked, to be honest, and this entire time that I was doing the video, I really had to remind myself the light one is the fake one, the light one is the fake one, because I obviously don't want to confuse them. But this quality is so good that you would never be able to tell if somebody was wearing this in the streets. I would 100%, obviously, you know, depending on their outfit and their circumstances, but I would otherwise 100% believe that it is a real one, because you cannot tell the differences. They are extremely slight. So if you do end up purchasing a pre-owned one, I would pay attention to the couple of points that I've made, but I would also be very wary and very careful, because I would be deathly scared of getting a fake one and paying like almost full price of a real one for something that's fake. That's definitely not fair. If you are interested in getting this particular bracelet, however, it is very reasonably priced. I have been collaborating with the Fake Factory in the past on other real versus fake videos and have always been really pleased with the quality of their products. So if you are interested in getting this particular bracelet or really anything else from the Fake Factory, then I will go ahead and leave all of the relevant information in the description box of the video down below, along with a coupon code for you. I would recommend it. I think that it looks very similar. The one thing, however, is that they don't come in size 15. So if, like me, you need a size 15, then that's not going to be ideal. And you will see on the close-ups and mod shots that when I try it on, it is obviously not my size, which means that this kind of, you know, calls to be a fake rather than a real one, because if I had the real bracelet, then it would come in my size. I would pick it in my size. So that's the one thing to note. If you have a very small wrist like I do, this might not be the best for you, but otherwise, you know, if you are trying to figure out whether or not this bracelet works for you, or simply you don't want to pay the full Cartier price, then this is a really good alternative. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was beneficial and informational for you in case you were looking at acquiring a pre-owned Cartier JUC bracelet. Definitely know that the differences are far and few between, and it is definitely easy to get tricked into believing that a fake one is actually real, because there are not that many differences. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.